Greetings, everybody. Jeffrey Guterman, and we are set for Strat-O-Matic 1969 baseball here. And we wish to extend to you a pleasant greetings. We have the Seattle Pilots at the Boston Red Sox. This is the third game of a three-game series. And we'll have the lineups for you in just a couple minutes here. Greetings, everybody. Jeffrey Guterman, and this is SBN Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network. We have the third game of a three-game series between the Seattle Pilots and the Boston Red Sox at Fenway Park. Red Sox took the first two, some very good pitching by the Red Sox. Culp, Longborg, and now it's going to be Nagy. Mike Nagy, the right-hander for the Red Sox. Pitching for the Pilots is Mike Marshall. They're both right-handers. Let's look at our opening lineups today in just a moment. For the Seattle Pilots, leading off is Tommy Harper at third base. Batting second, Steve Hovley, playing right. Wayne Comer bats third in center field. Tommy Davis hitting fourth in left field. Don Mincher bats fifth at first. Jim Pagliarone doing the catching, batting sixth. John Donaldson batting seventh at second base. Ron Clark bats eighth, he's at short. And the pitcher is Mike Marshall, a right-handed pitcher, 8 NR, very good with the bat. For the Red Sox, it's Mike Andrews leading off at second base. Dalton Jones bats second, he's at first. Carl Yastrzemski bats third in left field. Reggie Smith bats fourth in center. Rico Petrocelli at shortstop, batting fifth. In the sixth spot, Tony Conigliaro, he's in right. And Kathy Harden has arrived, Kathy. Great to see you as usual. Batting seventh, George Scott at third base. Jerry Moses catching, batting eighth, and Mike Nagy, the pitcher, batting ninth. The tweet is up, and the tweet looks good. And the Red Sox take the field. Yesterday was quite a ball game. If you didn't see it, a walk-off pinch hit home run by Dave May off Mo Drabowski in the bottom of the ninth to win it for the Orioles over Kansas City. What a game. Tommy Harper leads it off for Seattle here. Seattle, 31 games behind Minnesota in the West. They're in 5th place, ahead of Kansas City. Nagy is ready. Here's the pitch to Harper. 6-5. And that is a double down the line for Harper to lead it off. So Seattle with a double by Harper. Harper on second now. Nobody out. Steve Hovley is the batter. Hovley, a left-handed hitter. Okay, now Nagy will work from the stretch here against Hovley. Nagy, here's the pitch. 2-7, and he grounds it to first. Jones has it, steps on the bag, and holds Harper at second base. So it's 1 out, Harper on second. And Wayne Comer comes up. Kathy Harden going for the Pilots. I'll go for the Pilots, especially since they lost the first 2 of this series. Royals were swept by the Birds. I think they were swept. I'll have to go check. Were they swept? Lord help me. Yes, they were. Nice leisurely ball game here on a Tuesday afternoon, morning. For some of you out across the Atlantic, it's already afternoon. We understand that. Big Comer, right-handed hitter, facing Nagy. That's a long drive, and that's going to be a foul ball. A long foul ball by Comer. It's 1 out. Harper on second here, just underway at Fenway. Okay, Nagy, here's the pitch to Comer. 6-7, and that's a line drive to third, caught by George Scott. 2 away here in the top of the first. That brings up Tommy Davis in a clutch situation. Let's enjoy this one, folks. This will be the game today for me. We haven't posted it yet, but our next game will be this time, 9 a.m. tomorrow, Eastern time. And it will be the Oakland A's at the Cleveland Indians. They'll be finishing off their series. We'll post it shortly after this ball game. George Lazo-Reach getting a spot start here for the Oakland A's. And Louis Tiant, the hard thrower for Cleveland. That'll be 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. Davis facing Nagy here. 2 outs. Harper on second. Okay, Nagy. Here's the pitch to Davis. 2-8. And that's hit deep by Davis. It's into the gap. That's going to land for extra bases. Harper scores, and Davis with a stand-up double, a clutch hit to give the Pilots a 1-0 lead. A double, second double of the inning off Nagy. 1-0 Pilots now. And here comes Don Mincher. Okay, Nagy is ready here from the stretch. And the pitch to Mincher. 6-7, left-handed, walked him. So Nagy in trouble here in the first. 1 run in, first and second, 2 outs. For the catcher, Jim Pagliarone. Nagy. And the pitch to Pagliarone. 6-4, right-hander, fly ball right. Tony Canigliaro getting under it. He makes the catch, and the side is retired. But there was 1 run for Seattle on 2 doubles and a walk. 2 left on. After a half, it's Seattle 1 and Boston coming to bat. Here's Mike Marshall, big right-hander for Seattle. He went on to win a Cy Young Award for the Dodgers. First reliever to do so. He used to play for the Expos and play in sleeveless in freezing weather to intimidate the batters. I looked it up. I thought it was him. Here's Mike Andrews to lead it off for the Boston Red Sox. Okay, Marshall, big Mike Marshall. Here's the windup and the pitch to Andrews. 2-3, he walked him. So Andrews takes first to lead it off for the Sox, and Dalton Jones. I only put the last names, but I put his first name in. Then I realized I didn't put Jones, so I just did the whole thing. Dalton Jones at the plate, Andrews on first. Marshall from the stretch now. The pitch to Jones. 2-9, and that's a fly ball to right field. Hovley makes the catch, 1 away. Andrews holds. Here's Carl Yastrzemski, left-handed hitter. From the stretch, Marshall. One 7, and he grounds it to first. Mincher steps on the bag, throws over to Donaldson at second, and it's a double play. So the side is retired. No runs, no hits, a walk, none left. And after 1, it's 1-0 Seattle. We'd like to welcome you to SBN, the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network. We have Kathy Harden here, along with myself. Thanks for the retweet, Kathy Harden. Thank you. Well, here comes John Donaldson to lead it off for the Pilots at the top of the second. They have a 1-0 lead. Donaldson, a left-handed hitter. Nagy on the mound, and here's the pitch to Donaldson. 1-2, and he grounds it to short for Petroselli, throwing to Jones, 1 down. And here's Ron Clark, the shortstop. That's fouled back by Clark and out of play. Lucky Fan made a nice catch. Marshall on deck, 1 out, no one on, top of the second. Here's Nagy. The pitch to Clark, 4-4. Fly ball to left. And Yastrzemski is under it, 2 away. And here's Mike Marshall, the pitcher. He is an 8 NR. Nagy into his windup and the pitch to Marshall. 1-12, and he lines it to third, caught by George Scott. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Nagy. And in the middle of the second, it's 1-0 Pilots. It's a travel day for a lot of clubs. The Orioles KC game was the first on this date, August 7th. This is the second game of, I think, 6 or 7 games. Yeah, of 6. We have Oakland and Cleveland tomorrow, then Minnesota at Detroit, Pittsburgh at LA, and then St. Louis at Padres. That should bring us to the weekend. Or close to through the weekend. Then we'll move to August 8th. Mets will fly into Atlanta for a doubleheader to start off May 8th. It's going to be Kuzman versus Pappas in the first game, and then Gentry versus Reed. So lots of action waiting ahead. Here's Reggie Smith to lead it off for the Bo Sox. Smith switch hitter, batting left against Marshall. Here's Marshall. The pitch to Smith. 4-10 left-handed, flies to center, and Comer is under it, 1 away. Now Rico Petroselli, the shortstop, hard-hitting shortstop. Rico. has 29 home runs to date. Marshall winds and deals 3-9 and a chopper to second base. Donaldson has it, throws it over to Mincher. That's 2 away for Tony Conigliaro. Two outs, nobody on. Bottom of the second. Seattle with a 1-0 lead here. Okay, Marshall. The pitch to Tony. 6-5. Grounded to short. Clark has it. And it's a 1-2-3 for Marshall. So both pitchers with 1-2-3 innings here in the second. It's 1-0 Seattle. We're heading to the top of the third. For Seattle, it'll be the top of their order, Harper, who doubled and scored in the first. He came home on Davis's double. Okay, Nagy is ready. Harper in the box. Here's Nagy now. Pitch to Harper. 4-4. A fly ball to left field. And Carl Yastrzemski makes the catch. That's the first out. Here's Steve Hovley. Grounded to first in the first. And we hope you're all doing well today. I'll tell you, no game gives me the good biorhythms like a 9 a.m. game here, Eastern time for me, with the coffee. And anything I try to do after that is not a great idea. It's okay. I mean, yesterday's game was awesome, the 5:30 game, but I don't know what else to tell you folks. But I feel very in my own element at this time. Nagy on the mound. There will always be exceptions. There will always be times when we play at other times. Okay, here's Nagy now, the wind-up and the pitch to Hovley. 3-12, grounds it to second. And Andrews has it, throws it over to Dalton Jones for the second out of the inning. That's 6 in a row by Nagy. And here's Wayne Comer, right-handed hitter. Pop to third. That's low for a ball to Comer. Good coffee. Wind up by Nagy. And the pitch, 3-7. And that is hit deep in the gap in left center. And it's going to drop in. Comer goes to second with a double. It's the third double. Given up by Nagy today. This with 2 outs. Comer on second. And here's Tommy Davis. Knocked home Harper with his double after Harper doubled. 1-0 Pilots, top of the third. Okay, Nagy. And the pitch to Davis. 1-4. Grounds it back to Nagy. And Nagy tosses Davis out. And the side is retired. So no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. And we're in the middle of the third. It's a 1-0 ball game. Beautiful morning here in Paramount Studios in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, broadcasting remotely to Fenway Park on this date, August 7, 1969 replay. George Scott will lead it off for the Red Sox. Okay, Marshall is ready. Here's the windup. Pitch to Scott, 6-8. And that is a base hit by Scott. First hit for the Sox. Scott the tying run on first now. Jerry Moses is the batter. Nagy comes out on deck. Marshall working from the stretch. And the pitch to Moses. 3-4. And it's hit deep by Moses. Way back in left center. It's gone. A 2-run home run by Jerry Moses. Holy Moses. The Red Sox take the lead, 2-1. Let's look at that again. Mike Marshall with no outs. Scott on first. 3-4, 1-17, and that's gone. Jerry Moses. And the crowd loves it. And here comes Mike Nagy. Now with a 2-1 lead, the Red Sox. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot. You're for Seattle. I'm so sorry, Kathy. We'll try. We'll see how Marshall does. Here's Nagy now with no outs, nobody on. Pitch from Marshall. 4-7. And that's a base hit by Marshall just beyond the reach of third baseman Tommy Harper. So Nagy gets a base hit. And there's action brewing already in the Seattle bullpen. Locker and O'Donohue pitched in real world in this ball game. We'll start with O'Donohue. The left-hander. Warming quite early. Okay, Mike Andrews with Nagy on first, no outs. From the stretch, Marshall. And the pitch to Andrews, 5-7. And that is hit again. Oh, that's a double off the wall. Nagy goes to third. Quite an inning here for the Red Sox. No outs, 4 straight hits, a single, Moses with a 2-run homer, then Nagy singled, and now Andrews doubles Nagy to third. Second and third, nobody out. And Dalton Jones is the batter. Okay, Marshall, here's the pitch to Jones. 1-3, and he grounds it to second. The infield was back, so they will hold those runners. Big out there for Marshall. It stays second and third, 1 out for Carl Yastrzemski. Okay, Marshall now. Marshall needs a strikeout here, I say, or a pop-up. Here's the pitch to Yaz. 3-6. And that's a line out to second, caught by Donaldson. So a very big out there. It's 2 away, and Reggie Smith is the batter. He's a switch hitter. He'll hit left against Marshall here in the bottom of the third. It's 2-1 Red Sox on the 2-run home run by catcher Jerry Moses. Here's Marshall now. The pitch to Smith. 4-7, batting left-handed, walked him. So that loads the bases with Bo Sox for Rico Petrocelli. And this is it. This is very important at bat here. Rico grounded to second in the second. We're at Fenway. Third of a 3. Red Sox took the first 2. It's 2-1 Red Sox here in the bottom of the third on Moses' home run, 2-run blast this inning. Bases now are loaded with 2 outs. Marshall trying to get out of this. Here's Marshall now. The pitch to Petrocelli. 3-2, and he flies it to right. This should end the inning. Steve Hovley gets under it. And the side is retired. But there were 2 runs on 4 hits. A 2-run home run by Moses, 2 left on. After 3, it's a 2-1 ball game. And Marshall should consider himself fortunate to get out of that with only 2, because he had second and third, nobody out. So let's give him that. And we're going to head to the top of the 4th in a minute. It will be Mincher, Pagliarone, and Donaldson facing Mike Nagy. Indeed, Nagy. Gonna replenish that coffee, if you don't mind. And there'll be another pot coming next inning. The second of the day. Okay, Nagy on the mound. It could have been worse, Kathy Harden. It could have been worse. And instead, it's just a 2-1 ball game. Mincher leading it off against Nagy now. Okay, Nagy. Here's the pitch to Mincher. 4-2. Grounds it to first for Dalton Jones. That's one away. And Gigi has arrived. And we wish you a pleasant day. It's 1 out and Pagliarone is up now. Pagliarone flew to right in the first. Nagy into his windup. Here's the pitch to Pagliarone. 4-9. And that's a chopper to short. Petrocelli. 19-2. Oh, he boots it for an error. Rico is charged with a one-base error there. So Pagliarone is on first with 1 out. And here's John Donaldson, left-handed hitter. Pagliarone, the tying run, on first. Tough play for Rico, but it was charged an error. So Nagy working from the stretch. Donaldson grounded to short in the second. Here's the pitch. 4-8. And that's a ground ball to first, and they force Pagliarone. So it's 2 outs and Donaldson on first base. And here's Ron Clark. Clark flew to left in the second. That's fouled back and out of play. Okay, Nagy with 2 outs and Donaldson on first. Pitch to Clark. 3-7. And it's a ground ball to second for Andrews. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, the error, 1 left. Middle of the fourth, still a 2-1 ball game. And here comes Mike Marshall. His endurance inning is number 5. He ran into big trouble in the third, allowed a 2-run home run, then had second and third no outs and got out of it. Tony Conigliaro leads it off here for the Bo Sox. They lead by 1. Marshall due up next inning. It's a big inning for Marshall. Here's the pitch to Tony. 3-10, and it's hit deep by Tony. Oh, and that's gone. Tony C makes it 3-1 with a long shot off Mike Marshall. Right over the left field wall. (3-1) Red Sox. For Tony C, that's number 14. And here's George Scott. Again, O'Donohue warming. They would like to see if Marshall can finish this inning, Seattle. Scott singled, came home on the two-run blast by Moses. Moses on deck. Here's the pitch to Scott. 2-2, and he lines it to third to Harper, 1 out. Here comes Moses. Nice hand for Moses. Marshall into his windup. And the pitch, 6-5. And he grounds it to short Clark, 2 outs. That brings up Mike Nagy, the pitcher. He singled in the third. Marshall, the pitch to Nagy. 4-6, right-hander, fly ball right. And Hovley makes the catch. So another run on another home run. And after 4, it's a 3-1 ball game. We're heading to the top of the 5th. Nagy comes out. Handling the Pilots rather well after that first inning. Steve Whitaker is coming in to hit for Mike Marshall. So that's going to be it for Marshall. He pitched 4 innings. He's the loser of record. He allowed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, including 2 home runs. He walked 2, struck out none, and allowed 3 runs. And O'Donohue, as we said, has been warming, and he will be the second pitcher. And Steve Whitaker, I believe he ended up with Detroit, a very, very good, I could be wrong. Whitaker is pinch hitting here in the 5th. So Steve Whitaker, left-handed hitter against Nagy, will lead it off. A 3-1 ball game. Okay, Nagy into his windup. Here's the pitch to Whitaker. 2-4, and he grounds it to first, and Dalton Jones has it. 1 away. Takes it to the bag himself. Now Tommy Harper. Harper 1 for 2. Again, he doubled to lead off the ball game, and Davis knocked him home with a double. Only run for Seattle. 1 out, nobody on, top of the 5th. Pilots down by 2. Here's Nagy. 5-10. Grounder to third. That's for Scott, a 3. 13-3, and he throws him out. Nice play by George Scott, 2 away. And here's Steve Hovley. Hovley 0 for 2. Nagy winds and delivers 2-3. And that is a base hit by Hovley. Right over second base. A 2-out single. And now Wayne Comer is the batter. Okay, Nagy facing Comer from the stretch. 1-2. And he grounds it to short, and the side is retired. No runs, one hit, and one left. We're in the middle of the fifth. It's 3-1. Seattle's still in this ball game. A new pitcher now for the Seattle Pilots, John O'Donohue, a left-hander. He's coming in from the bullpen, and he'll face the top of this order. We'll give him a few minutes to get here and then take his warm-ups. I'm Jeffrey Guterman, and this is the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network. We hope you're enjoying the ball game. It's a beautiful day for a game of Strat-O-Matic baseball. I'll be back in about 5. Oh, Christ. we're back, and I want to say we got quite a ball game here. Nagy pitching a very, very good ball game. Excellent ball. And the Pilots are hanging in there. It's a beautiful morning. And I think it's time to make coffee, if you don't mind. With John O'Donohue almost ready now to face the top of this Red Sox order. Donahue in for Marshall here in the bottom of the fifth. So we'll let O'Donohue take his warm-ups, and in the meantime we will make some fresh coffee. Is my life, do I have regrets? Yes, my life is full of regrets, but in my best moments, I am not desperate, I am not depressed, I am not anxious, and I'm trying to get the most. Yeah, get it brewing. Trying to get the most out of the time I have left and trying to be helpful to those that I care about. The coffee is in the process of being made. Tell you, this 1969 replay is really something. We have Kathy Harden here. And that coffee is brewing just like that. Just like that. Okay, here we go. Bottom of the fifth, O'Donohue. His job is to keep the Pilots in this ball game. It's 3-1 Red Sox. Bottom of the fifth. Andrews steps up, walked and doubled. O'Donohue into his windup, pitch to Andrews. 3-2. And he hit him. And Andrews is not happy. Points his finger at O'Donohue. O'Donohue makes a motion as if he didn't mean it. So Andrews on first, coffee brewing, AC blowing, and Dalton Jones steps in. It's lefty-lefty here. They're going to let Jones hit, see how he fares against O'Donohue, the southpaw. O'Donohue from the stretch. And the pitch to Jones. 6-9. Grounds it to short. This could be 2. Or maybe not. Clark a 4. 7-4. And he boots it for an error. Remember all these 4s in here. That's the first error for the Pilots today. So it's first and second, nobody out. For Carl Yastrzemski. There's another lefty-lefty here. O'Donohue in trouble right away here. Carl 0 for 2. Okay, O'Donoghue. And the pitch to Yastrzemski. 5-11. Fly ball left field. And Tommy Davis makes the catch. The runners hold. 1 down. So that was a big out for O'Donoghue. Here's Reggie Smith now. He's a switch hitter. He'll bat right. O'Donoghue from the stretch. Pitch to Smith, 1-7. And it's a grounder to second. Donaldson has it. And holds the runners, throws Smith out. Oh, wait a minute. No, the runners advance. I'm so sorry. So it's 2 outs, second and third. Anything now unearned, Mr. Perota, I believe. And here's Rico. 0 for 2. O'Donoghue. Trying to get out of this. He hit Andrews. Jones reached on an error by Clark. And here Smith grounds out, moving them. Second and third, 2 down. Rico at the plate. Here's O'Donoghue. 3-8. And he walked them. So that'll load the bases with Bo Sox. Here in the bottom of the 5th. For Tony C. And Tony hit a solo blast last inning. O'Donoghue in a big jam here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Canigliaro at the plate. Here's the pitch. 5-8. And he grounds it to second. That's Donaldson. 14-4. And he throws him out. Nice play by John Donaldson to get O'Donoghue and the Pilots out of that inning. Red Sox strand 3. No hits, a walk, an error, a hit by pitch. No runs. After 5, it's a 3-1 ball game. And Mike Nagy, who's allowed 1 run in 5 innings, pitched superb baseball thus far. We'll face Tommy Davis here in the top of the 6th. Davis doubled and grounded back to Marshall. He now faces grounded back to Nagy. I'm sorry. That coffee's almost ready. I'm gonna go for some of that. And when it's ready. Whew. Lord help me, God. Lord frickin' help me, please. I'm gonna go for some of that coffee, no doubt about it. In fact, I'm going to go get some right now. I'm going to sneak a cup if needed. As Tommy Davis comes to the batter's box. There it is. Yeah, sneak it. Sneak it. there we go. Tommy Davis leading it off for the Pilots. They trail by 2, top of the 6th. Nagy has gone all the way. Okay, Nagy is ready. Here's the pitch to Davis. 2-7, and he grounds it to third. Scott has it. Over to Jones, 1 down. For Don Mincher, who walked and grounded to first. Seattle has played good ball today, relatively good ball, but they need more runs. It's as simple as that. Okay, Nagy is ready. Here's the pitch to Mincher. 3-4. He pops it up to the left side by third base. Scott is there. And he makes the catch 2-way. Now Jim Pagliarone. Jim 0 for 2, flew to right, reached on an error by Petrocelli. Here's the pitch from Nagy now. 1-9, and Nagy, Pagliarone hits it deep to right, but at the warning track is Tony Canigliaro to make the catch, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 for Nagy, and we're heading to the bottom of the 6th. It's a 3-1 ball game. And O'Donohue will start his second inning of relief. He was in big trouble there in the 5th. Loaded the bases and then got out of it with no runs. He'll face Scott, Moses, and Nagy in the bottom of the 6th. George Scott, a right-handed hitter facing the southpaw O'Donohue. Scott 1 for 2, single, came home on the home run by Moses, the 2-run blast. And that is all that has been needed for the Red Sox to be leading. They now lead 3-1. Okay, O'Donohue, pitch to Scott, 2-6. Grounds it back to O'Donohue, and he tosses Scott out for the first out. Now Jerry Moses. Okay, O'Donohue. Here's the pitch to Moses. 1-11. And that's a chopper to first. Mincher has it. Tosses to O'Donohue. Covering the bag. 2-way. So O'Donohue retires the first 2 batters here in the 6th after a very troublesome 5th inning. And Nagy is the batter. Nagy singled and flew to right. Nagy a 1 WR. We're so sorry. O'Donohue, and the pitch to Nagy. 2-12, he grounds it to short, and the side is retired. So after 6, it's still a 3-1 ball game. That is probably O'Donohue's last inning. In fact, that is O'Donohue's last inning. Bob Locker pitched in this game in real world. Bob Locker And he's warming in the bullpen. Yeah, because they're going to have a pinch hitter this inning. Locker, a right-hander. So O'Donohue did his job. He pitched 2 innings, no runs, no hits. He walked 1. Locker warming. Okay, everybody. Mike Nagy takes the mound to start his 7th inning. This is his endurance inning. And John Donaldson will lead it off. Clark on deck. We expect a pinch hitter for O'Donohue. Nagy. Here's the pitch to Donaldson. 3-7, and he flies it to center. Smith is there. 1 away. Boy, Nagy has been so tough, and he's pitched such good games this season. Now Ron Clark, the batter. Greg Goosen has come out on the on-deck circle. He will be the pinch hitter for O'Donohue. Here's Nagy now. The pitch to Clark. "5-4. Catcher X. Moses. He's a 4. 11-4. And he fouls out to Moses. So that's 2 away. And here's Greg Goosen. Two outs, nobody on. Greg is a right-handed hitter. He's got power. Okay, Nagy. Here's the pitch to Goosen. 6-5. And that is a double down the line for Goosen. So Goosen with a pinch hit double. 6-5. And they're going to have a pinch runner for Goosen. He is a 1-9. Dick Simpson is running for Goosen. Dick Simpson, a 1-15. So we go back to the top of the order. It's 2 outs. Goosen doubled. Now Simpson running. And Tommy Harper in a big clutch situation. Okay, Nagy from the stretch, pitch to Harper. 1-7, walked him. One more hit or walk, and Nagy has reached fatigue and warming up in the bullpen. Is Sparky Lyle, the left-hander. Lyle, Stange, their bullpen is sufficiently rested. Stange pitched in real world in this game, but Lyle in this replay is warming up. He is a left-hander. So it's Harper on first, Simpson on second with 2 down, and Steve Hovley in a big clutch situation. Okay, Nagy now. From the stretch, pitch to Hovley. 6-7, walked him. That's going to load him up. And that's it for Mike Nagy. It's 2 outs, bases loaded. Nagy has reached fatigue here in the 7th. Nagy pitched 6 2/3. Lyle coming in from the bullpen. He allowed 5 hits. He walked 3, 2 of them this inning. No strikeouts for Nagy. He's allowed 1 run, and he's responsible for the bases loaded with 2 down. And here comes Sparky Lyle to face Wayne Comer. Lyle coming in, he'll take his warm-ups. Yes, he will. Okay, Lyle is ready. Comer, 1 for 3 today. He doubled, was left on base in the 3rd. Comer, a right-handed hitter. Here's Lyle now. Here's the pitch to Comer. 3-7. Walked him! So he walks in a run, Sparky Lyle. Couldn't find the strike zone there. That run will be charged to Nagy as Dick Simpson, who was running for Goosen, comes home. It's a 3-2 ball game now. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And here's Tommy Davis, 1 for 3. What a ball game. What a freaking game. Not that it matters. The AL is wrapped up as far as I'm concerned. This is just for entertainment value. Oh, Lord. Okay, Lyle digging in here, facing Davis. Here's the pitch from Lyle. It's another wild game. 3-10, and he grounds it to 3rd. Scott has it and throws Davis out. The side is retired, so Lyle gets the Bo Sox out of it. But not before 1 run scored on 1 hit, a double, 3 consecutive walks, one of them by Lyle. Nagy gets charged with 2 runs, and he is the winner of record. Lyle going for the save if he completes it. And here's Bob Locker, the pitcher for Seattle, and he will face the top of this Red Sox order in the bottom of the 7th. Mike Andrews walked, doubled, and hit by a pitch. Okay, Andrews steps in. Bottom of the 7th. Here's Locker now. The pitch to Andrews. 2-11, and it's a base hit to right for Andrews, his second hit of the ball game. Now Dalton Jones. It's been a leisurely ball game. We're going about an hour and a quarter now. Anything over an hour I consider leisurely. Jones 0 for 3, reached on an error left on base. Pitch from Locker. Grounded back to Locker, and he tosses Jones out. Forces Andrews. So it's 1 out, and Jones on first for Yastrzemski. 0 for 3, Carl. Jones on first, 1 down. 3-2 ball game. Here's the pitch to Yaz. 2-7. It's hit deep by Yaz. Back to left. Going Davis, he makes the catch at the warning track. So a long fly ball caught by Davis. Jones holds, it's 2 outs. And here's Reggie Smith. Reggie, a switch hitter, batting left against Locker. Locker here in his first inning of relief. It's Jones on first, 2 down. And the pitch to Smith. 2-9. And that's a grounder to first. Mincher has it. He'll take it to the bag himself in the middle of lots of trouble there. Locker on a 2-9. Grounds out. And we're headed to the 8th. It's a 3-2 ball game. You've got to give credit to Nagy, to Marshall, to O'Donohue, and now to Locker and Lyle. Real good pitching. Lyle got the Red Sox out of that jam, bases loaded, 2 down. He did walk a batter to bring in 1 run, but then he got Davis to ground out. He'll face Mincher to start it off here in the top of the 8th, and thank the Lord, whichever God you recognize, even though some say there's only one, the monotheistic tradition. I was going to say that I say thank the Lord that I have some coffee here. I made the second pot. I think it was the bottom of the 5th. And I made it for a reason. And if you... Oh. 3-2 Bo Sox. What a fucking game. God. And I say thank you to the Lord, whoever it is. Allah, Jesus, Moses. Not Jerry Moses. Kathy Harden. Kathy Harden's amazing, isn't she? This would be nothing without Kathy Harden, folks. Okay, I said it. This replay would be nothing without Kathy Harden. Now, don't feel obliged, Kathy. If by chance you couldn't do this anymore, I just would deal with it. I may stop it. I don't know. Top of the eighth. I don't know what I would do. Here's Mincher leading it off here. Lyle in for Nagy. Okay, Lyle, it's lefty-lefty here against Mincher. Let's see if he's going to hit here. That they have anybody really too impressive here. They're going to let him hit. Mincher. He's got a little bit of power. Okay, Lyle. He's ready. Here's the pitch to Mincher. 1-7, and he grounds it to second. Andrews has it. And Mincher is retired. One down. Here's Jim Pagliarone, the catcher, 0 for 3 today. It's been quite a ball game, folks. Pilots. Some good pitching has kept them in this ball game. Pagliarone, 0 for 3, reached on an error. Here's Lyle. And the pitch, 5-11, struck him out. 2 down. Now they're most likely going to have a hitter for Donaldson. He's a left-hander. We'll see if there's anybody really worth hitting. He is the second baseman. Look at that. It's going to be Danny Walton. Danny Walton. And he has some power. Hitting for Donaldson here. Didn't he go to the Yankees or somebody and hit 17 home runs the next season? Walton hitting for Donaldson, and Gus Gill will come in to play second base next inning. Danny Walton is the tying run at home plate with 2 outs. We don't need to write it down, Gill, because he's also a 4. We'll remember anyway. Okay, Lyle facing the right-handed hitter, Danny Walton, a rare pinch hit appearance. We've seen what can happen with that if you saw the Royals game last night. It's on our community board, in case you missed it. Okay, Lyle is ready. 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the 8th. Pilots down by 1. Danny Walton pinch hitting for Donaldson. Here's the pitch from Lyle. 5-6. Struck him out. And the side is retired. 1-2-3 for Lyle. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th. So Lyle's been very, very effective. And Bob Locker comes out for his second inning. If you're looking ahead to next inning, there'll be a pinch hitter for Lyle. And then the top of the order. Lyle pitched 1 1/3 innings, no hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, no runs. He did his job. Rico Petrocelli leading it off here, bottom of the 8th. It's a 3-2 ball game. Both Sox lead the Pilots. Third game of a 3-game series. Red Sox won the first one 1-0, then 4-1. Culp won the first game, Longborg the second. It's been a pitching series. This is 3-2. And Locker now is ready. Here's the pitch to Rico. 3-7, walked him. Second walk drawn by Rico today. Here's Tony C. Okay, Tony C at the plate. Here's Locker. 5-7, and that is a double down the line for Tony C. Oh my, this might score Rico. Nothing wrong with some insurance. 5-7 double. Rico rounding third. That's the center field. 1-12, 1-11. He'll hold. So it's second and third, nobody out. Locker in trouble already. The infield is in. Here's the pitch to Scott. 4-8, struck him out. Oh, that was a big one by Locker. Big strikeout. Now they're going to walk Moses for the double play to load the bases, and there's going to be a pinch hitter for Locker. I'm sorry. Lyle is going to hit. I am so sorry. So they're putting their money on Lyle. Lyle is a 1WL. It's bases loaded, 1 out. The infield is double play depth. Locker trying to get out of this to give Seattle a chance. It's 3-2 Red Sox. Okay, here's Locker now. The pitch to Lyle. 4-5. Left-handed hitter, fly ball center. It's shallow. Comer has it down the runner's hold. So it's 2 outs. And Mike Andrews, nowhere to put him, Mike Andrews. Locker will pitch from the full windup here. Moses on first, Tony C on second, Rico on third, 2 down. Locker into his windup, and the pitch to Andrews. 1-10, and he pops it up behind the plate. And Pagliarone makes the catch. The side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, 2 walks, 3 left. What a game. We're headed to the top of the 9th. It's Red Sox 3. Pilots 2. And Ron Clark leads it off. I had said it would be Locker, but no. It's Clark. 4, 5, 6. Locker pitch 2. Some real good relief pitching here for both clubs. Ron Clark steps in now. Fasten your seatbelts, people. Okay, Lyle. Wind up, and the pitch to Clark. 6-5. Grounds it to short. Rico has it. 1 away. Indeed. And here there's going to be a pinch hitter for Locker. I'll tell you, no matter how this turns out, both clubs have played good baseball. Now, coming off the bench is someone who's been plagued with injuries all season. But he's ready to come out and try to hit. It's going to be Fred Stanley. I believe he used to be with the Red Sox, and/or he eventually was traded. Fred Stanley, he is a right-handed hitter. To face Lyle. 1 out. We're at the 90-minute mark here. Okay, Lyle is ready. Here's the windup. And the pitch to Stanley. All around good game. 3-4. And it's a double off the wall for Stanley. Stanley hit a Lyle breaking ball right in the gap. Stanley standing on second with a double. It's the tying run. Look at that. And now Tommy Harper. Harper 1 for 3. Doubled and scored and walked. Whoa, what a game. Okay, Lyle trying to settle down. From the stretch. And the pitch to Harper. 2-8. Walked him. He is first and second now. Tying run on second. Go ahead on first. For Steve Hovley. Whoa. Oh, God. Look at him. He's a left-handed hitter. Let's see what they can do about that. Lord help us. My Lord. Coming in to hit for Steve Hovley is Rich Rollins. Rich Rollins, the right-handed hitter. And if needed, Mike Hegan will come in to play right field. Mr. Terranova has arrived. Mike Hegan would play left field. Right field, I'm sorry, if needed. And they sure hope he is. So Rich Rollins digs in. Mike, it's first and second. 1 out. Lyle trying to get out of this. Seattle trails by 1. Okay, Lyle. Here's the pitch to Rollins. 4-10. Walked him. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 4-10. Walked him. That's going to load the bases here. Now, I want to tell you that Lyle, his endurance starts in his 3rd inning of relief. He is not anywhere near that yet. He's not even finished his 2nd inning. 1 more out, and it will be. There'll be 1 2/3. 1 more out, and then it starts. So, coming up to bat is Wayne Comer to face Lyle. Lyle trying to save it here. It's 1 out, bases loaded. Hovley on first, Harper on second. Stanley on third with 1 down. Infield is back for Comer, looking to end it on a double. Here's Lyle now. The pitch to Comer. 3-5. And he walked him in. Lyle has walked in the tying run. And that's going to be it for Lyle. Lyle walks in the tying run in this ball game, Mr. Terranova. Let's look at that again. 3-5 right-handed. Against the lefty, he walked him. So Lyle, very disappointing here, allowing the tying run. My Lord, help us. And I still have some coffee. And Warming is the right-hander. He's been warming. He pitched in real world in this game. Lee Stange in a very strange game. Lee Stange coming in from the bullpen. What an inning. In the top of the ninth here, down by 1 and 1 out. Fred Stanley pinch hitting for Locker. Doubled, and then 3 consecutive walks, bringing home the tying run. And there will be a new pitcher for the Seattle Pilots. And they don't have many to pick from, but it's going to be the left-hander, Bob Meyer. Bob Meyer. And he will be the 4th pitcher. Bob Meyer coming in for Locker. Okay, here's Tommy Davis now. Bases loaded, still only 1 out, infield back. Stange is ready. Here's the pitch to Davis. 1-7, grounds it to short, double play. Rico to Andrews to Jones. And the side is retired, but the tying run knocked in by Comer with a walk. And here's Bob Meyer coming in. He's the 4th pitcher now. He'll face Jones, Yastrzemski, and Smith in the bottom of the 9th. What a ball game. We're over 90 minutes here already. Bob Meyer is ready. And Dalton Jones will hit. Jones, the first baseman. Wait a minute now. Jones is being called back. And George Thomas is coming in. Sorry, Kathy. George Thomas, and he would stay in to play first base. George Thomas only had 51 at-bats, but we're using him. We're not overusing him. Don't say I didn't try for the Red Sox, people. Here's Thomas to lead it off. He's a right-hander versus the southpaw Meyer. Meyer is so tough against left-handed hitting. Okay, here's Meyer now. The pitch to Thomas. 6-2. It's hit deep. Oh my, Thomas does not have the power. It's a W power, so that's cut off for a base hit. Six-two right-handed, home run 1-11. against the left-hander. That's W power. And it is a base hit for Thomas. He's a 1-10. It looks like they don't have anybody who can run much better except John Kennedy, 1-12. And, oh, I'm sorry, for the Red Sox. Oh, yeah, what am I doing? It's Thomas on first, no outs, the winning run. It's going to be Billy, no. They don't have anybody here. No, there's Don Locke. Yeah, we'll let, we're going to have Sid O'Brien come in to run for Thomas. And if the Red Sox don't win this, it will be Don Locke to come in to play first base. So the clubs are pulling out all the stops here. O'Brien running for Thomas here. We'll just put him over here to keep that in mind. And here comes Carl Yastrzemski. Now he's a left-handed hitter facing Meyer. Now, if he gets on Meyer's card, he's not going to do much. So Carl's hoping it's a 1-2-3 on the odd die. Okay, here's Meyer now from the stretch. O'Brien on first, no outs. Pitch to Carl. 4-5, he struck him out. And that's what happens when you get on his card. That's one away. And here's Reggie Smith. Who would have thought? It's a 3-3 ball game. O'Brien running for Thomas. On first with one down. Meyer in. Reggie Smith the batter, switch hitter batting right. And here's the pitch to Reggie. 4-7, walked him. So it's first and second. The winning run in scoring position on Sid O'Brien. And here's Rico Petrocelli. One run will finish it. Meyer from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Rico. Oh, that's a re-roll. 4-7, walked him. It's bases loaded. That's the third walk that Rico has drawn today. Tony C comes up. Meyer. Mr. Perota predicting that Tony C will win it. It's bases loaded, one out. The infield is back. Meyer will pitch full windup. Tony C 2 for 4 today. Here's Meyer into his windup and the pitch to Tony. 3-7, and that is a base hit up the middle. O'Brien scores, and Mr. Perota is correct. And the Red Sox win it in classic fashion. The final score, Red Sox 4, Seattle 3. What a ball game. Let's look at that again now. Tony C against Meyer. Let's look at it one more time. 3-7, left-hander, base hit, up the middle. And what a game it was. The win goes to Stange, I believe. Mr. Perota. And Stange pitched only 2/3 of an inning. The loss goes to Meyer, who let it up. Meyer pitched 1/3. 1 hit, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, 1 run. The walk-off by Tony C. Gigi, we thank you, Mr. Terranova. Oh, yeah, you know, Mr. Perota and O'Brien pranced home on that. Mr. Perota is a, I think it speaks for itself. The final line, Red Sox 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. The Pilots 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error. Star of the game is Tony C. Per Mr. Perota. 3 for 5, a solo blast in the 4th, and then the walk-off single to bring home O'Brien running for Thomas. Almost the cycle for Tony C. Have a great day, Kathy Harden. Have a great day, Gigi and Mr. Perota. We thank you so much.